The multi-purpose vehicle or MPV minivan segment has had one overwhelming favorite for over a decade, the Toyota Innova. The 7 or 8-seater configurations have made it the ideal choice for family buyers and the fleet market too. And what's more, the second generation Innova Crysta has been a superb success as well. But now Kia is considering its Carnival for India to take on the segment leader in 2019. Kia is working on a study to see if it should follow its compact SUV launch with the Carnival. It's a full-size MPV and it's also sold as the Sedona in some markets. The car is in its third generation now and it's available with a front-wheel drive 3.3-litre petrol V6 in the US. That engine has a 6-speed automatic transmission. In Korea, it also gets a 2.2-litre diesel option that's got 197 bhp and 440 Nm with an 8-speed auto gearbox. And that's the car we're focusing on today because that is what would be more relevant to India. The car is just over 380mm longer, 154mm wider, and has a 311mm longer wheelbase than the Innova Crysta. It is 55mm shorter in height though, and even with larger 17 or 18-inch wheels and an optional roof rail, the Carnival still stays 40mm shorter. The face is modern with a customary Kia Tiger Nose grille and LED lights for a nice high-end feel. Overall, that is how the Carnival comes across in fact, sophisticated and very urban. It's a stylish MPV alright and will stand up to the Innova Crysta on looks. The car gets sliding side rear doors which make ingress and egress a breeze. The sense of space inside the cabin is pretty great. Our test car was in a 7-seater configuration with 2 individual seats in the second row. The third row gets front-facing seats that are reasonably comfortable when compared to other cars since the Carnival is quite wide. The front seats are heated and ventilated and fairly comfortable for long drives. There are AC vents for rear passengers, very neatly mounted into the roof. The dash layout is smart and functional. It's dominated by the central console with its 8-inch touchscreen, and it can get navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, voice commands, steering-mounted controls, a decent sound system, keyless entry and start, and many other highlights. There's plenty of storage, and with the third row in play you get 960 litres of boot space. Fold those seats though and it's a massive 2220 litres. Now I like the gearbox. I like the fact that it has an auto hold function, that it's an 8-speed, and I think that would be a big of a USP to play up because that's something that the Innova doesn't have. But there is a considerable amount of body roll, so I think the thing that really would work for this car in its favor is just the massive amount of space that you get on board and the convenience, the comfort, and some of the features. The engine is smooth and gets going quickly enough. While the Carnival is by no means sluggish, you are very aware of the bulk, like I said. But it's true of the Innova and most large MPVs. Handling is good for a car this size, but for that body roll. The car is also very composed at higher speeds with no perceptible shudders or vibrations, even when the needle goes past the 3-digit mark. The Carnival's trump card, of course, is comfort and that ride quality, which is rather good. The car with me also had cruise control, collision warning, autonomous emergency braking, ABS with cornering brake control and EBD, traction control and rollover mitigation, and front and side airbags. Now if it were to come to India, of course the Carnival would go dead against the Toyota Innova Crysta, and to match that car you need to not just bring in certain kind of quality levels that people know Toyota for, but also bring in a certain amount of value consciousness, because the Crysta has now become quite steep, quite pricey, but it still is a bestseller, and that's what Kia would need to watch out for. The big question that remains is whether or not Kia will actually bring the Carnival to us. Well, the sense we're getting is that the company is getting serious about introducing it. Kia is likely to only look at reasonably well-loaded variants, and so I'm not expecting any cutthroat positioning. So if it does come, prices would have to stay between 18 and 22 lakh rupees for Kia to really give any kind of challenge to the market bestseller.